2p squared plus 8p plus 15 equals 0 using a method of your choice. How about if we use the quadratic formula, which in this case, since our variable is p, will be p equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. In this case, our a is 2 because that is our coefficient of p squared. Our b is 8 because that's the coefficient of p. And our c is 15 because it's a constant on the end. Let's plug those values into this formula. We find that p equals the opposite of our b, which is opposite of 8, which is negative 8, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is 15, all over 2 times a, which is 2. If we start by simplifying inside our square root, 8 squared is 64, 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 15 is going to be 120. So that's minus 120. So that's underneath the square root, and out front we still have our negative 8, and 2 times 2 is 4. If we subtract these, we end up with the square root of negative 56, and then we still have our negative 8 out front and our 4 underneath. Now we need to simplify square root of negative 56, and 4 goes into 56 14 times, and 4 is a perfect square. So we can simplify this into the square root of 4 will give us a 2 out front, and we have a 14 underneath. The negative here is going to make an I after that because the negative square root of negative 1 gives us an I. So we pull an I out of our square root. And then we get negative 8 out front all over 4. This is what p equals. So now let's go ahead and separate this into our real portion and our imaginary portion. That gives us negative 8 over 4 plus or minus 2 square root of 14 over 4i. If we reduce that, this gives us negative 2 plus or minus square root of 14 over 2i. So our solution set is negative 2 plus square root of 14 over 2i, or negative 2 minus square root of 14 over 2i.